We have with us here today Diane Von Furstenburg, who was the keynote speaker at Mint's Luxury Conference. Very nice to have you with us here,
Thank
Diane.
you.
So tell me how many wrap dresses you own yourself.
Oh my God, I don't know how many I wore myself. I didn't wear that, I mean, I don't know. But I've sold many millions.
Okay.
Many, many, many millions.
So you mentioned at your address a little bit about the wrap dress that symbolizes, you know, that sort of the way that a woman who wears it, she sort of appropriates it and she can sort of use it the way she likes. What about it symbolizes that sort of power and confidence?
Well, first of all, the idea of a wrap is something that it's very traditional. It's like the toga or even like a sari, you know, it wraps. What was different about this dress is that it's made out of jersey, and so it molds the body,
right.
And it kind of molds the body, and therefore it brings out the shapes of the women and the body language. And also it's print, and the prints are always they have a movement of their own, so it's almost like the leopard on the you know, the spots on the leopard. So also that moves too.
Right.
I don't know what is special about that dress. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody knows. It's that one of those things you wake up in the morning and you don't know what to wear and you have to, it's just a friend. It's a friend to women. It's a friend.
You showed us this iconic picture of Michelle Obama wearing the dress, the same one that you had worn in one of your first sort of posters in one of her important White House pictures. Had she consulted with you or spoken with you? It was,
I had no idea. I had no idea. It's only when it was already done that they showed it to me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a feminist, Diane?
I am totally a feminist, yes.
Okay, so there's an interesting sort of an irony there, and I was wondering what your take would be on this. That, you know, often the fashion world is viewed, the fashion industry for the outsiders is considered an industry where women are objectified. So as a feminist designer,
it's both. I mean, it is true, and I don't like when a woman is objectified at all. There's also, but fashion is also fun. It's fun for a woman to get up in the morning and to decide what you wear, and today I be this one. It's an added, you know, it's an added thing.
So you had an early success. You were on the cover of various magazines, cover of Newsweek at 28 or even younger, and then your empire, your all the brands that you had built sort of gradually grew. And you spoke about how by the time you were 40, it was sort of very fragmented. You had sold rights. You were a young girl when you had got into it. So a lot of people at that point would have probably just pulled out. So what really, you know, did you have a mentor or what sort of inner belief?
No, it's it was very difficult for me when I came back and I realized that, you know, I always said that I had 3 children, a son, a daughter, and a brand. And when I came back and my brand was so bad, it was tough. I even had a cancer on my tongue. And I think it's part because I couldn't express myself. So, but then I expressed myself again. So, I don't know. You know, I am a survivor.
So one of the things that one thinks of when they see your wrap dress is also the kimono, because of the way it ties around.
Very much.
I was wondering if that was an inspiration at all when you had first thought about it.
I didn't think of that. I think it was first a little wrap top. It was more like the little tops that dancers wear. And because the kimono are loose, so I only related it to a kimono much later.
And were you a dancer? Were you
No.
into dance?
No.
Okay. So your first poster on the Cube, it said, "Feel like a woman, wear a dress." I mean, it was something that you did. You wrote in a hurry.
I wrote it without thinking, and I still have the photograph with the pen, with a blue pen I wrote. It's only because the only reason I wrote something in it is because there was too much white.
Okay.
So I could have just signed my name, but instead I took a pen and I wrote, "Feel like a woman, wear it." I don't know where it came from, but it stuck to me.
Right, and it's something that's endured even in the sort of public imagination of your dresses and your brand. So, you know, all these years later, you know, what do you think it is about a dress? You're wearing one yourself now, you're wearing a skirt. What is it about a dress that makes you feel like a woman?
The legs.
Okay, so you were also Andy Warhol's inspiration. You were mentioned in a couple of songs in that era as well. So were you friends with Warhol?
Yes, we hang around. We were in New York at the same time. We hang around together. He was around. Andy Warhol, you see, everybody asked me about him, but he was very shy. And he was not speaking very much. He would take picture of you, he would record you on the tape recorder, but he would not give that much of himself. So, but he was always around, yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you weren't sure what you wanted to do, but you were sure what you wanted to be. So fashion and you know what you created was, in a sense, helped you be that woman that you wanted to be. But that also, you know, has one thinking, what else would you have considered doing? Were there other things that you were equally interested in?
It was an interest. It just took me there by, I mean, I would have liked to be an architect, but I didn't study to be an architect. I would love to be able to write a play. I would have loved to be a director. I mean, there's a lot of things that my life just, you know, unless you have a vocation that is a real vocation from the beginning, it's life that takes you there. And there was an opportunity at that factory. I met this, I started, and then that was my way of expressing myself.
So if you were to, you know, think about how you would do this again, do you think you made any big mistakes in your career?
You know, when you make mistakes, then you adjust them. So you don't, there's nothing, I mean, I don't know, there's nothing that I say, ooh. You only regret the things you don't do. And I did most of the things I wanted to.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.